All right, so now we're going to move on to the second and last video of this first section, and that is going to be talking about special number sets. All right, so we are now just going to be looking at number sets in particular, and we're going to be looking at the different types of number sets that we have, whether if it's real, rational, integers, etc. All right, so we're going to get through that in a second. Remember, the question I want you guys to be focusing on throughout this unit is how can we define groups of objects? All right, so remember, it wasn't just the first video, not just this first and second, but we're going to be thinking about that throughout the entire unit, is how can we define groups of objects? All right, so the first set of numbers that we are going to discuss is going to be our natural or our counting numbers. All right, so we use these sets that we're about to go through in order to identify the types of numbers that we have. So when we have the number 7, we can say, well, it's natural, it's integer, and we can go on and we say it's real number. We can say everything that it is. All right, so it's just a way that we can define what types of numbers we're using. And it's going to be important for us in the next section because when we're going through writing a certain notation out, we need to be able to define, well, this numbers or the number that we're looking at is part of the natural numbers. Or it's a integer or whatever. So these are important that you guys know these. So make sure that you write these down and you have to be able to know where these numbers are part of. So the first one is the natural or counting numbers. So this is just any whole number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the counting numbers that we have into infinity, but it also includes the number 0. So it goes 0, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and see how this arrow is going? So that's saying it's going to infinity. All right, so that's telling us that the natural numbers are all positive whole numbers with 0 as well. All right, so it's all of our counting numbers is another way that you'll hear it called. The way that we will write the symbol, as you see, it's the N, but then it also has this little piece here. All right, so that is saying that it's part of our natural numbers or the set of the natural numbers. All right, and remember, these have to be capital letters as well. So this is really important for sections to come when we're talking about or writing out certain notation. We would say, well, we're only dealing with natural numbers or only dealing with real numbers. So it's a way for the reader to know everything that's going on mathematically without you needing to write out this entire set because this is an infinite set. All right, so let's go over the next one now. All right, so the next one that we're going to go over now are integers. And integers now are similar to the natural numbers that we just went through, but now integers include both the positive and the negatives. All right, so it's no longer just the positive whole numbers that we're looking at or the counting numbers. It's now including both the positive and then the negative distance from 0 or the positive and negative numbers. All right, so the way that we would denote this set is with this Z, and it has the little Z here as well. All right, so this symbol denotes that it is going to be the set of integers. All right, so now there's something else, another way that we are going to write this, because sometimes we want to focus on only the negatives, or sometimes we want to focus on only the positives. So another way that we can write this is if we add a symbol to the top right-hand corner. So if you see this here, this has a Z plus. That means we are only looking at the positive integers. So we would write this here, write the Z, and if we write the plus here, that means the set is only containing all of the positive numbers. All right, so that's why it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. All right, and remember, this is an infinite set. Same thing, if we want to look at the negatives, we can put the negative side there, and it's telling us we're only focusing on the negative integers. All right, so just make sure you know that the Z represents integers, and integers are both positive and negative whole numbers. But then when we want to focus on only one type, we can write then the symbol in the top right-hand corner to let the reader know that we're now only focusing on a more specific group within our set Z. And we're going to go through what that's called. This is actually going to be called something specifically later on, and we will give a term to it and we will define that.